day going?
Good, good, good. I just had a couple of sessions, so
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Is
yeah.
it tiring to have those sessions? Do you need
Yes.
time to recharge?
Yeah, yes. So technically I cannot do more than 2, 3 sessions a day.
Right.
So for example, if I did 2, then I will feel tiring, really.
How do you recharge your own energy after doing sessions? What do you do? Do you drink water? Do you meditate?
I do yoga
Yeah.
every morning, so that helps to kind of energize me for the
Yes.
day. Lots of water,
Yeah.
like lots, at least 3, 4 liters of water I drink every day.
Oh my goodness.
First, because it's a deep work, that I'm doing with clients, right? And sometimes I do feel emotional what they feel,
Mhm.
like so I need to go. So I need those emotions to go through my body as well.
For sure. Is there a way that you can put a guard or a shield in front of you so you don't feel that, what they're feeling?
Yes. Yes, mentally, you need to always be in the intention for the session needs to be I'm helping them, I'm helping them.
Mm.
I am guiding them towards healing. I'm helping them. So it's not like I am, and this intention really helps. It's like a mental guard,
Mhm.
like this is going to be liberating for them.
Mhm.
The
Which
results are
is,
going to be amazing, right? So, and when you see them after the session like that, and you understand that it was for a reason, so
yeah.
everything is supposed to happen. So yeah, that's mental shield. It takes time. It takes a couple of practices and skills to really mentally, but
Mhm.
because it's usually I breathe with them, like I
Right.
breathe with them, I feel what they feel. So yeah, I need
Yeah.
time. Going for walks
Yeah.
helps.
Oh,
Complete
yes.
completely switching off after the session and being with family, not thinking about work at all
Mhm.
after like 6 or 5 or 6 p.m., that helps a
Oh, for
lot.
sure. How did you get started in hypnotherapist as a hypnotherapist?
Yeah, I had my own healing journey that happened in 2019, between 2019 and 2020, just before the pandemic started.
Okay.
I started to see a therapist just because I felt down, the mood is down, the energy is down, frustrated, anger. So I thought, okay, this needs to be addressed. And so I took my therapy session. It was great, right? Like it really helped me really learn more about me, about my family, about
Mhm.
relationship. However, I would go back home and I would drift back into the old patterns. Couple days I would feel excited and yes, I'm ready to do that, to change the patterns, to change the behaviors. And after 3, 4
Mm.
days, week, I would drift back.
And this was before the pandemic.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. About like the end of 2019. And in 2020, when pandemic started, we all stayed at home. So that was a time to take some self-development courses. Yeah, so I started to take that development course, and it was amazing because it was from hypnotherapist, and he would do meditations that would be self-hypnosis. So it's the same. Meditation is very close to hypnosis,
mhm.
session. So when I started to do that, I was like, oh, I'm working with my subconscious mind. It's like 95% of our life. This is why we drift back into the old patterns. This is why most people have difficulties changing or making changes in their lives. This is why people go for years and years for therapy and they try their best, they learn everything, but they still kind of feel that something is holding them back. And when I started to do the practices and started to see that, oh, there's so much in my subconscious mind that I couldn't even address, I couldn't even see because my logic was blocking it.
Interesting. When
Yeah.
you look at our subconscious mind, oftentimes is it things we don't want to address, or is it things that are always just there and we can't reach that
Yeah. So
thought or
both
whatever?
both of your statements are right. Both
Yeah,
of your statements are right. So it's something that we are hiding from ourselves because it's painful.
of
It's
course.
painful to face it. Usually, what is painful? Our ego.
Hmm.
Our ego will be hurt, right? Us, we are okay. But our ego will be hurt. And that's why it hides. Come on, let go there. Go there. We'll address it when we are ready. The same as you said was something that we cannot access. You can access your subconscious mind, but you need the tools. And there are so many of them. There are so many ways how you can access.
For sure.
There is another part of our mind that is unconscious, right? So this is where people create beautiful ideas, the best ideas in the world, right? Like, so something that is like the hidden potential, right? And at the same time, the most hidden pain as well. However, in order to get there, you need to first work on your subconscious mind.
Right. Now, when you're entering into your subconscious mind and getting the tools to enter in there, how do you deal with those things in that subconscious realm? Because oftentimes, yes, it is scary, but when we enter it, we might be faced with trauma, PTSD, and all those things that deep down hold us back each and every day. But now we're facing it head on. What do you do in that moment? Or what can people do?
The best way is to have a guide, someone who can help you. Because once a person looks at those memories, events, something that is hidden, PTSD trauma, deep trauma, right? They don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do. They just relieve it, right? And the pain is going back again. Even
Mhm.
it's not a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing. We need to face that at some point. However, when you have a guide who can reframe that, who can help you kind of like shift it. Look at this. Look at this. You're not that child anymore. Look at what you have now. And usually people are surprised to see that, oh, I have so many options now, but they still believe they don't have a choice, especially people with PTSD, flashbacks, depersonalization, and all of those really difficult emotional pain. They
Mhm.
feel like they don't have any choice. They don't have any other way out, and it's going to be like that forever. So when we access that subconscious mind, I help them see that there is a choice now. There is a voice. You have a
Right.
voice, you have a choice, and you have so many more options that you had back there. Whether it was childhood trauma, whether it was like accident, right? Like whatever shocking event that happened. Yeah.
Kate, when you look at your story in 2019 going into 2020, before the self-development, and then finding out what the problems were you able to heal the pain? And were you able to have more good days now than bad days?
Oh, yes. Yes. I cannot even tell you enough. I'm still having doubt days. I call them
Mm,
doubt days where I have doubt whether, oh, is it available to me? Am I capable? Do I have enough resources to do that?
right.
So bad days, I don't like to call them bad days because if I compare my bad days before, it's a completely different bad day.
So true.
It's like a little down day.
Yeah.
Down day was you start to doubt yourself, um, less confidence, right? Maybe starting to see my old like the stressors are there, and I need time to really get everything
Mm.
organized. However, more days. I don't even remember having a really happy, joyful days before 2019. It
And
was,
what was it though? What was holding you back? What do you think it was? Other
you
than
know,
ourselves, but was it childhood trauma? Was it moving to a new country? Was it growing up where you grew up? What was it exactly for you?
all of that.
Yeah.
So immigration, we just changed, complete change of environment, right? I moved in 2016, and it helped me at the same
Mhm.
time, but also kind of made me look into
Yeah.
myself.
Where did you move from, if you don't mind me asking?
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
I
Wow.
moved in 2016 from Ukraine. Yeah, at that time, the country was relatively peaceful, right? Everything
Yeah.
was great. I had a business there. It was great times. If you think about it, I'm so grateful for all of that experience.
Hmm.
However, there was this unknown, right? The future, the opportunities. We didn't know what is going to happen. Let's just say there was such a small stability that we needed some time to kind of create that stability for
Right.
ourselves. Yeah, to heal.
Yeah.
And addictions. I was a smoker since 12,
Hmm.
right? I drank heavily since 16, 15. Started drinking at 12 as well. So I started to realize it isn't what happened to me that I started to do that. My logic, whatever I thought, my logic said, oh, that was just a cool thing to do,
Hmm.
environment, friends. No, 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 no. That was a deep disconnection. There was a deep, I connected to those feelings, to cigarettes and to alcohol, to avoiding, numbing, distracting, suppressing. So all of that and childhood trauma. I was bullied, right? So there was
Yeah.
there was a lot of different things and beliefs, my perception. I started to believe that um, I'm not that lovable. I don't think I'm smart enough. I don't think that what I want is available to me. I started to notice behaviors. I didn't know how to explain them, so I thought something was wrong with me. So all of those beliefs played out every single day in my everyday life. Was my relationship with my kids. I had postpartum depression from my first child that wasn't really healed
Hmm.
completely, right? And I didn't even know how to address that. And from my second child as well, I had this down moment. So there was everything in place, and then it's like a bottle that was overflowing. Anger, right? Anger
Hmm.
outbursts, feelings of complete sadness, some compulsive behaviors,
Hmm.
overthinking, ruminating. All of that just took over my life, took over every moment of my life.
Was
And
it
then,
the fear though of what others will think as well? Not only what you think, but
absolutely,
oh, what will people
yes,
think of me? Yeah.
fear of criticism, fear of punishment. I was so apologetic. I was always saying sorry, sorry, and apologize and people pleasing because I was not only afraid of criticism, but also of punishment. Right? Punishment was a big thing. My parents didn't punish me in the way that you would think, but my teachers, right? Schools were very strict. So
Oh yeah. Especially
punish.
when you hear about the stories of back home for many people, um, the school system, even the upbringing of culture and life was different, right? The way
Yes,
people in North America or Western culture punish or the teachers scold you, it's way different than what it was like.
absolutely. You're
My
right.
dad tells me stories of East Africa and Tanzania. That's where we're from.
Mhm.
And I came here at 4 months old to Calgary, but he tells me about how, certain people would get spanked and the ruler and all these things, and you think, oh my God.
And I experienced that. I did experience
Mhm.
that, and not in a big amount, let's just say, but still, even once will,
Enough, right?
yeah, enough, yeah, to make that belief that, oh, I can be punished. So all of those fears, everything took over until one day, my husband, he was, I guess he was more aware. He was more appreciative of what we have.
Is he
So
from back
he,
home as well, Ukraine?
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. We moved. Yeah, we moved together with our daughter,
Oh.
and then we had our son here. So when he told me, Kate, you need help. Look at your life. What is it that you don't have? Right. So it wasn't. You have everything. You have beautiful, healthy children. You have me, right? A loving
Mhm.
husband. You have praise. You have validation. You have an amazing job that where people love you and appreciate you. Then that's something within you.
And Kate, and you were in a new country, so again, people could say, "Wow, she has a fresh start." So it's not like the people that knew you once when you were partying is a different person today. It's a complete clean
Yeah.
world you're in now. Um,
Yeah. People started to be very surprised when I told them about my struggles
yeah.
at home.
But oftentimes we realize it's a this struggle, isn't it? This and this. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So that was the moment that, like, this tipping moment, right? That,
Hmm.
oh, okay, there is something inwards. There is no circumstances around me that create that feeling. Because I was looking outside. We all look outside.
Sure.
We'll all like blaming, guilt, excuses, right? And until we go inwards. And hypnotherapy just happens to be a very fast way to do that. So there are so many ways that you can do. You can meditate, amazing practice, amazing, right? Mindfulness, gratefulness, truth journals, journaling, right? All of those things are helping us access the
Mhm.
deepest things.
So we have hypnosis and we have hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is the
Well, it's
difference?
the hypnotherapist is working with um, with emotional issues, right? So
Mhm.
like depression, anxiety, panic attacks, fears. We can work even helping emotionally with physical symptoms, right? So we do have a training, right, in addressing those issues like trauma, right? So all of that. However, hypnosis is just a tool. Hypnosis is a tool of hypnotherapy. And people, of course, hypnosis can be entertaining and it can be for healing.
Yes, we always hear about the snake or the magicians.
Yes, yes, and it's very understandable. After the Second World War, when the first medication came into on the market,
Mhm.
when the CBT came, cognitive behavioral therapy, right, an amazing tool to help people in their logic, right, just by talking and identifying the behaviors. When all of those came in, hypnotherapists lost their jobs. They didn't have any jobs because medication came in. So the post-traumatic stress disorder was treated more with medication than with hypnotherapy. It was the best tool to for veterans to address the war trauma. So they lost the job, and what would people do? They would go into entertainment as well. And now, of course, the perception of hypnosis is very well Las Vegas
Yes,
Stampede.
or we see, was it the Jungle Book with the snake?
Yeah. Yes, yes. However, in reality, in hypnotherapy, it feels completely different from what people experience on the stage.
Okay. How do you someone that's gone through, let's say, for example, a really tough time in life,
Mhm.
um, feeling unworthy of
Mhm.
themselves, feeling like everything they do, they mess up, or they're afraid to do things with people because they think, "Oh, I'm going to screw this up again."
Yeah.
Right? So then you start losing hope within yourself and you start tearing yourself apart. Like you said, I'm not that bright. I am always screwing up. Where am I ever going to get something? When will life be good to me? Oftentimes, life will be good to you when you're good to yourself. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes. How that person can approach first, there are stages of healing. There is always a stage of healing. Have you noticed people that sometimes we ask them, like we plead them, please get help.
Yes.
If we see,
Yes.
and they don't, and they don't,
Nope.
because they still not at that stage. We have the stage. The first stage is noticing that it can be different, noticing only. So we notice people like, oh, they had trauma and they somehow are okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they start to kind of question, maybe it's available to me if I find out the way, right? So the notice, like you start to notice things that it can be different. Then you start to look for information, right? Information, how the mind works. Oh, so it's not my fault that I'm like that. Oh, so the understanding that it's, so it's the subconscious mind doesn't know time. So if they started to believe at 6 that okay, I always mess up because the parents always yelling at us, for example, and telling us, oh, you mess up all the time, you never get it right. We start to believe, okay, yes, I am like that. And whatever we believe, we tend to realize right away into reality. It's like people manifest, right? Things
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes,
same
for
as
sure.
the belief, but the belief in the child is very strong. It sits in the subconscious mind, and we don't even realize we have it. We just feel, oh, why do I have problems with the relationship? Why do I have triggers? Why this triggers me? Why do I have anger? So we start to see this, but we cannot connect. We cannot connect the belief and the behavior. And in logically, when someone tells us, we're like, yeah, that's right, yeah. Some people will understand, and some people will change,
Yeah.
but many people won't. So this is where, right, the subconscious mind. So this is the stage where you start to get to know, get the knowledge.
Or what you believe is what you become almost, and that it becomes your reality.
Exactly. Because the subconscious mind is 95% of our life and it doesn't know time. Also, subconscious always looks for explanation. This is how we form these beliefs, these limiting beliefs. And that little mind, that 6-year-old, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, mom yelled, I'm not loved.
Yes.
It's a false explanation, but
Mhm.
mind always looks for explanation. Always. Mind cannot stay unresolved issues. These unresolved things are like bothering us. So we start to at least come up with some explanation.
It's
Yes,
funny as we get older, a lot of the things in our childhood um, bring us also the greatest pain, but the greatest joy. So for me, I always loved painting as a young man, and now I still do it. And I picked it up again during the pandemic and just doodled away, like couldn't stop. It was just like colors and just shapes, and I don't know. It was something from the childhood, but it touched home. And I think there's oftentimes people need to revisit what made them happy before life got in the way, so-called life, right? Where job, kids,
absolutely. You're so
alcohol.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, you're so right. This we usually do that in the RTT method that I'm practicing. I usually go back and I was like, I want you to remember, what did you love to do? What helped you the most between the age of 2 and 7? Because this is a very crucial period in the and they I loved to create stories in my mind, which means that take on that. That means that people are very creative. I liked to draw, right? I liked to, whatever they did, I liked to listen to music. It helped to calm me down. So whatever they loved, they need to recreate and like find it. Wow, this is why I'm like a music producer there right now, right? Because that helped me to go through the pain when I was a child. So yeah, we always need to go back and find look at the adversity as the biggest seed for success.
Yeah, it's so true. Oftentimes we think failure is fatal, but in failure, you find you find who you really are and how you handle things. I mean, in success, there's ego, there's pride, there's nothing wrong with it. But I think if you have faced failure and numerous times, you'll appreciate and be humble when you're able to get to those moments that you wished
Yeah.
for.
Also, people attach meaning to words. And
Yes.
this is, they attach meaning to a certain word that is not true. For example, failure. Failure means death. A lot of things, a lot of issues, and a lot of panic mode, anxiety, worries, right? They are because underneath that failure, criticism, it's like, this is the end of the world.
Mm.
This is it. This is like death. Fear of dying is a universal fear. It's underneath a lot of phobias, fears,
Mhm.
depression, right? Anxiety, panic attacks. Underneath, it's like a root cause, that fear of dying, which is like also fear of living. So when we attach the meaning to failure is the end of the world, this is it. There is nowhere else to go and there is no point to do anything else. But if you change that, you want success? Everyone wants success. So
Of
if you
course.
ask them,
Yeah.
what is success? Success is failure plus failure plus failure plus failure plus failure plus couple more failures.
Yes.
This is it. However, it's an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I always say is redefining what peace is or what success is for you is a journey itself, but it's a beautiful one to examine what makes you happy. Um, Success
Yes,
to you is not what they show on TV or um, on Instagram, even when we think life is
absolutely.
that. It's not. Success is spending time with your children if you have, or for myself, my dog, and he gives me happiness and joy and peace. Painting, that calms me down. Sure, is that a big grand thing in the world? Probably not. But guess what? It helps me get through
Mhm.
this one life that we have.
Absolutely. And as we know, technology gave us a lot of opportunities,
Yes.
but at the same time, put a lot of pictures in our mind. You have this picture from Instagram of a perfect family, of a perfect
Yes.
partner, of a perfect life. This is all here. As it's all here. And the more and we're all suggestible. It's funny how some people say, I'm not suggestible. I cannot be hypnotized. I was like, but I have depression, anxiety, and fear, which means that you have created so many pictures in your mind,
Yes.
negative, catastrophizing, which means that you're suggestible
Yeah.
because you started to believe in those pictures.
I was sitting down with a friend, and his partner, his girlfriend, had said, "Honey, look at this photo. Don't they just look so happy because they're holding hands on a beach and they're just enjoying their life?" But
Yeah.
little do you know how many times it took them to get that perfect picture, then edit it, then decide, should I post it today or tomorrow? Like, that whole discussion itself. And sure, that is a part of social media and the management of it, but people need to realize real is at home. Real is how you feel. Real is how your partner feels about you, how your parents feel about you, how your siblings feel about you.
And this is another rule of this no time for subconscious mind, right? So subconscious mind doesn't know time. It still believes that we need to fit in. Just like you come to school, your first class, you're like, okay, 30 kids, I need to be loved and to be accepted in this.
Yeah.
Still believe if they are happy, I need to be the same to fit in. But how when we grow up, there is no need to fit in. This is the chance for us to develop our own unique ways, right? But we still believe that we need to fit in. So we try to what? Change our bodies, change our lifestyles, right? We try to like shape ourselves into what's going to fit those
Yeah.
expectations, into this perfect picture that we
Hmm.
put in our mind, right? However, the biggest problem of the people is they don't realize that they're not children anymore. There is no need to fit in anymore.
Mm.
That authenticity, right? Being unique is the key to being happy, to being fulfilled, and to
Mm.
have joy in life. Yeah.
Oftentimes people say, well, the black sheep, or you shouldn't stand out too much. You should just blend in, just sail
Yeah.
through life. And
There are two tools, big tools that people are manipulated. That the system is just a set of expectations, let's just say. Governments, right? Money, the system, the big system. And it's not like a conspiracy theory, not at all. It's just, I call it a system, and it has two tools: school and parents. And that shapes these kids into this be the same, don't speak up, don't get in trouble, like change yourself in order to fit in, right?
dress
This
the same, walk the same, act the same.
Yeah, two tools: school and parents. Parents, because they grow up in the same way, so they will raise the kids almost or better, of course, but they will be driven by those expectations as well. So they will raise their children until they change that belief. Many clients that I have, they say, I'm never going to do like my parents did, right? So my parents like neglected my needs and were emotional and unavailable. I will
Hmm.
never do that. That's a point of growth. So they start to create the better future for their kids.
Right. Again, this is just a guess here because I'm not a parent, but a parent's job in life is to provide and give a better life and understanding and life lessons than what they went through. And I think that's how we move the ball forward. Instead of living in the parents' trauma and teaching the kids, well, if I got beat, well, you're getting beat.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's almost like
Right.
you have to break cycles. Some people will grow up thinking, well, why was I treated this way? Well, that's when you start looking back. Maybe mom or dad or grandparents, whoever it was treated certain ways to make you get the brunt of it. And it's
Absolutely.
your duty as a human being to say, enough is enough. I'm breaking this family curse.
Yes. And this is where the healing starts.
Mm.
This is where the healing starts. And it could take years or it could take months, doesn't, but healing always happens, right? You heal these little pieces of you all your life. But the beginning is when you realize that I don't want to do the same. Even if people, for example, did grow up in happy families, nurturing families, it doesn't mean that they don't have to do anything. They
So
can
true.
create even better childhood, right? More guidance, more given kids more creativity, more
Hmm.
chances, more opportunities to be free spirits. So there is always a chance. There is always opportunities.
What's really amazing about you, Kate, is your English is phenomenal.
Thank you.
And you
Thank
moved
you.
here not many years ago.
Yeah, 6 years ago. Well, I studied English back home
Okay.
very intensively. Yeah. But when you talk for 2 hours in English
You
and for
you
like
start
6 hours
learning.
a day, you got I learn a lot. I learn the most from my clients.
Yeah. At
Sometimes
home, do
I'm
you still
learning.
speak the native language?
Yes, at
Yeah.
home we always speak Ukrainian.
Wow.
Yeah. Though my daughter, of course, she thinks in English already, but
Yes. Yeah.
we speak Ukrainian
That's
just to
good.
keep the language, of course, the
Yes. Don't
tradition.
lose the roots, right? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
never, ever. Like I'm super proud of the childhood and the upbringing that I had. With all the pain, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm a hypnotherapist.
hmm Do you think you made the right decision of becoming a hypnotherapist? And do you think you made the right decision to move to Canada?
Yeah, there was one question that and this is a good tip for your listeners. One question that you need to ask yourself before you start anything, before you want to like learn to play a guitar or go back to school or learn a new skill. Am I ready to do that for my whole life? And if you ask yourself that question very honestly in a quiet space and try to answer
hmm
that, if the answer is not certain, don't start it. Am I ready to do this? It will happen. Things will happen. You will stop doing for sure some things, right? And start different. It will. But when you start the project, when you start some idea, right? Or am I ready to do that for my whole life? Am I ready to consistently, right, contribute to this skill? And that's the question that I asked myself. My husband asked. We asked when we were going to Canada. Are we ready to live there for our whole life? Those things happen. We might move. No one knows. But we asked that question. Are we ready to move there, to adopt, to become flexible, to learn so many things and to live there for our whole life? And then we answered yes. Of course, we moved, right? The same when I went to hypnotherapy school. Am I, Kate? Are you? This is something that you want to do for your whole life? So
hmm
I researched. I asked people about this. How, like, right? So I didn't like made the decision right away. So when I said yes, that's when I enrolled.
I love it. And
Yeah.
we are so grateful to have that here.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. And
You're in Calgary as well.
yes, I'm in
Same.
Calgary. Yeah, yeah. It's a great tip for people because people love to try different projects and
Yes.
it's great. Sampling things is great. But asking yourself, is it something that I'm really passionate about? If I like it, will I be doing that for my whole life?
Yeah.
Usually people will say yes or like, oh no, this is just a try, right?
hmm
And sampling is great. By sampling, we find out what we love. And I've did so many things before hypnotherapy. I was in restaurant business. I was in retail business. I was in the university, teaching.
You have
So
to try it all. You have to see what you
yeah,
like, and oftentimes you can't just click something and say, that's what I want to do. You have to almost dive into it, even a little bit. Like you said, the restaurant industry, retail, play around, see, can I do this for a long time?
yeah, yeah. Because this is the problem with young people, young adults, right? That
hmm
they want something and they try here a little bit, try here a little bit, try here a little bit, but they never really find the joy in doing that. Even if you do that for a year, find the joy, find the purpose in that activity.
Mm.
You're just in the sales associate in the retail store, you're just behind the cash. Find the purpose, find what you can learn there. Like, I'm a student, I have to work here for the next year just to keep me going, and to pay the bills, for example. Find the joy, because a lot of people pay like, oh, this is just like this survival job, I hate it.
Yes,
And we need
you're
to
right.
find a job. Otherwise, we will look and they regret. Why didn't I enjoy that? It was so nice.
Times we look back at life, and I've heard this from people that are in their late 80s, um, even 90s, regret. I
Regret.
wish I had done this. I wish
Exactly.
I had said this. I wish I had tried this. And then there's resentment and bitterness of, it's because of this I wasn't able to do this. You will oftentimes forget that this is only one life, one time.
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes, by the way, if we talk about emotional pain like anxiety, people very often now have worries and anxiety. It's like one of the biggest issues right now. I think
Do you
most of
think
my
it's
clients.
amplified over the pandemic? Has it grown?
Yes, it has grown. Definitely. It has People started to think more about the future. People started to think, to worry more about the future, because now it's like even more unpredictable than it was before, right? So now it's like whatever, and then the war started in the Europe, right, in Ukraine. So people just don't know what is going to happen in the world. Of course, that amplifies anxiety. Anxiety is always thinking about the future. Depression, thinking about the past. So when we start to think about worry about the future, even unconsciously, sometimes we have unconscious thoughts. That's why we get triggered. We don't know what it is coming from. So anxiety is very often indecision, inability to make the decision. As you said, right? I regret that I didn't do that. I regret that I didn't. So indecision creates anxiety. Like I would love to move to another country and maybe, work remotely. Then you have to start to take steps towards it,
Or
right?
or stop thinking about it. Yeah.
Or stop. Yeah. Or like, I really want it?
Hmm.
Am I ready for that? So people don't think about resources. They don't think about whether they want it or really not, but they dream, which is great. But at the same time, that creates anxiety because they cannot between. They're not happy in their current situation, but they're still not there where they want to be. And that creates anxiety, worry, and dissatisfaction and anger.
So if we wanted to do like a hypnosis or hypnotherapist session, what would it look like? Or obviously it'd be on Zoom.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do a sample with me
Yeah, absolutely.
if you have a
We
couple
can
minutes. Yeah, you're good with that? Okay.
Absolutely. I'm ready. I'm so
I'm
happy when
excited.
people offer that. Okay, yeah. So how it's going to look like? So with the induction, I will just ask you to imagine 10 steps descending. I will ask you to roll up your eyes as high as you can, as if you're looking at the real or imaginary spot. Yeah, just like
Mhm.
that. And you will feel this fluttering. So after that, I will ask you to imagine 10 steps descending. And after that, we're going to go 10 steps down. And in the end, I'm going to let you so soak those suggestions that you really, really want. So if you're ready, you can open your eyes
Mhm.
and we can start. Okay. So Zach, I want you to look up as high as you can, as if you're looking at the real or imaginary spot. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Good. And one more time, keep your eyeballs up. Keep your eyeballs up. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And one final time, keeping your eyeballs up, take a deep breath in and breathing out. Close your eyelids all the way down. And as your eyelids shut down, the nerves and muscles in and around your eyes are becoming droopy, drowsy, sleepy. The harder you try to open them, the more they feel like they have been glued shut, sealed shut, and locked together. So just forget all about your eyes and allow a drift and float and melting sensation to develop in your body. And Zach, I will ask you to drop your chin a fraction as if you're looking 10 steps down. And these are your stairs. There is no wrong or right here. Give them the color, the shape, even the place. I like to remember and imagine the stairs going to the beach. And as you remember and imagine those stairs, I will count down, and on the count of 10 to 1, you will go deeper and deeper into your own internal state. Zach, you are now taking step 10. As each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 9 and 8, and every breath, every sound in and around you is carrying you even deeper. You're taking step 7 and 6, and you can see your feet, hear your feet, feel your feet treading each step. As you go deeper, you're taking step 5. You're halfway down, go deeper. You're taking step 4 and 3 as you gently, calmly, easily move on to an even deeper level. You're taking step 2 and 1 as you drift down, travel down, and move down to an even deeper level. And as I click my fingers, every time I do that, you will go deeper and deeper and even deeper. And hypnosis is not about being asleep. It is the sleep of the nervous system. It is about being suggestible. And we're all very suggestible as we start to form the beliefs early in life that tend to protect us, but in reality harm us even more. So as you look back, you're able to look back over and around your past, your childhood, and to notice those small moments when you as a child started to believe in the beliefs that are not true. So you're going back there right now and right here mentally, you're creating that picture as you're going to that little boy who started to believe in the things that you now know are not true. You're taking them by his hand and you're upgrading him into your life now. And you're telling him that it's okay to believe, to start to believe in those beliefs. But you can tell him now that it's not necessary, not appropriate, not even relevant to believe in it now. Because as a beautiful, talented, successful adult, you know that you have the ability to change your life and your beliefs, and you're changing them right now. You're taking that boy and you're walking and merging with him, upgrading him into your life, giving him an understanding that you know, you acknowledge him, that you have your own life. You create your reality right now. You write your rules. And these rules are the way that you want it. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, how did it feel?
My goodness, that was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I made
And
you do
it's
a third one today.
yeah, and it's incredible because it's
Mhm.
just a little thing. Usually I make people talk. I make people clients talk to me and I guide them to those memories and I reframe them those beliefs and those memories and we do so many tools in 2 hour session to completely change that belief. Whatever issue they come with. I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not
Mhm.
loved. I'm in the toxic relationship, toxic workplace, right? We help people get out of those
Yeah.
patterns. Yeah.
It's funny how I came out of it very calm. It really brings peace to you. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And usually people open their eyes after 2 hour session, and that's how they feel. They feel like, oh, I can do things. I was
Two
like, yeah,
hour session.
2 hour session. This was just a little thing. This is like a
My
3 minute.
goodness. So you're seeing someone just sleep, you're talking to someone sleeping. Well, not sleeping, but their eyes are closed and
Yeah, their eyes are closed. They're very aware. People think that hypnotizing is being not aware. You're actually more aware that you are now because you're more aware of your inner world.
yeah, I was
And then
tuned
when it,
in. I was tuned
yeah,
in. And I never
yeah,
am as tuned in as I was in that moment.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and then I ask people, let's go back. Let's see, like look at the memories that
Mm.
became the reason, the read, and the cause of the problem. And they look at it, and then we change it. There are so many tools that we can use in order to reframe all of that, to find the purpose, to find the intention. Marisa Peer invented this method, RTT hypnotherapy, and it's incredible
Yeah.
how powerful it is. Yeah.
How important has technology been for your business?
It has been an
Yeah.
incredible impact, like positive impact, of course. I'm able to work with people around the world. People who don't have, I work with people who are in very small towns that they don't even have a therapist. They're like just a talk therapist. They
Right.
don't have it. Right. So people are able to just connect over internet to whatever resources they need.
Mhm.
So it has been incredible. Also, of course, you have a bigger market, right?
Of course, yes.
Market your services. Yeah.
When you look at yourself in 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself?
I'm creating courses. Yes, I'm creating courses where
Amazing.
people actually can work through a lot of things by themselves.
Okay.
My course is launching in September and it's called You Are the Therapy,
Mm.
right? So people are becoming their own healers. And it's a very soft, very non invasive meditations, self hypnosis meditation where they can go back, reframe by themselves.
Have you ever thought to do audio sessions such as ASMR or YouTube and start?
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you heard of that stuff?
Yes,
Because there,
absolutely.
because I listen to a lot of guided meditation when I'm sleeping or heading to bed.
Yeah.
So I'll put that on and it just soothes me. Again, it's like a story.
Yeah,
calm
and I do
yourself.
have a lot of meditations on my YouTube channel. I have a YouTube
Do
channel.
you?
It's over one,
Okay,
yeah,
I'll have to put
over
them in.
100, over 100 videos.
Oh my
And
goodness.
then,
Okay, I'll have to check it out and put it in the link as well. That's amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then people can find out about all the fears, the roots and the causes of them, different emotional pains, yeah, from the subconscious point of view.
If somebody wants to book a session with you, how do they do it, Kate?
They book a consultation call on my website.
Okay.
Yeah, and they can book a consultation call where we can chat whether they
Mm,
really want it, where is it something that they are ready for. Hypnotherapy is a RTT hypnotherapy is a rapid shift, and people need to be ready. That I am ready for the rapid shift. It's a huge rapid shift. So sometimes people want gradual change. So I need to know that. So we talk on during the consultation call to get to know each other, whether I'm a good fit for them or if they are a good fit for me.
mm-hmm. How important is it to be visual and see them versus just on a call?
It's very important for them. When I start the session, I don't see the person. Like I see them on Zoom, but I'm completely in the session. I'm listening to their voice. That's all that matters. I'm looking how they breathe. But for them to trust me, it's better for them to see me.
No.
Because
Okay.
they can say, oh, okay, I see her, I trust her, right? Sometimes I have a lot of people who just call me, right? And we have just a phone call, and it's also amazing.
Yes.
But if the
But
person
the
have,
initial,
yeah,
yeah.
if the people have trust issues in their life, it's the best way for them is to contact me and to see over Zoom,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to get to know me, so that I always send them all of my links, YouTube, social, so that they can kind of build that relationship even virtual.
Who is Kate exactly? Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, yes. And they feel, okay, I trust her, because hypnotherapy is a little bit different from talk therapy. It's all is they go alongside each other. But at the same time, hypnotherapy, I usually look into the places where they don't want to see, you
They don't
know,
want to go. Yeah.
they want to go, they don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And a lot of things come up that they are not even expecting for
Mm-hmm.
that to come up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Kate, for this. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much.